Have you decided which one of you this is ours? You shall die. Go to hell. Go to hell. It's up to
剣の調べは連盟公園は戦地面眉の金箔ランルと解く轟音に散れ幕引きにて演目終了。こたびの演奏いかがでしたか。
Have you decided which one of you this is ours? You shall die. Go to hell. It's over. Now you die.
剣の調べは連盟公園は設置面眉の金箔ランルと解く轟音に散れ罰をなけ。
Decide which one of you this is ours. You shall die. Go to hell. It's a
剣の調べ公園は戦慄にキス四面眉の金箔ランルと解く轟音に散れ幕引きにて演目終了。こたびの演奏いかがでしたか。
Have you decided which one this is ours? You shall die. Go to hell.
剣の調べ公園は戦慄にキス四面眉の金箔ランルと解く轟音に散れ強化を踏み砕く残響に乗せて全て滅びなさい。メルクス再建無知の白を下ろす共鳴のスルネ決意の刃で暗闇を切り裂く。
Have you decided which one of this is ours?
Hey, what's up, man? Hello. Hello. How disappointing.
How disappointing. There's no time for doubt. I know what must be done.
「龍華を了承に捧げ夢に酔いしれましょう」。
Have you
罰よなけ。残響に乗せて全て滅びなさい。滅秩序再建、無知の幕を共鳴のスルネ、崩壊した大地、決意の刃で暗闇を切り裂く。
Have you decided which one of this is ours? You shall die. Go to hell. It's over. Now you shall die. Go to hell. It's over.
秩序再建、無知の幕を決意の刃で
I'm
暗
alright.
闇を切り裂く。剣の調べは連盟、砲煙は四面、
Paid off Zelda today.
乱舞と解く、轟音に散れ。
So that's exciting.
罰よなき強化を復調しなくちゃ。残響に乗せて全て滅びなさい。
Go to hell. Now you die.
Messed up.
龍華を領将に捧げ、夢に酔いしれましょう。
Have you decided which one of you this is ours? You shall die. Go to hell. It's over.
剣の調べは連盟、公園は四面、眉の金箔、乱舞と解く、轟音に散れ。罰よなき強化を踏み砕く。残響に乗せて全て滅びなさい。
Nintendo doesn't really
無知の幕を下ろせ。共
give
鳴
out
の
keys
ス
to
ルネ、
like barely anybody.
決意の刃で
Like
暗闇を切り
top of
裂
the
く。
food chain.
Have you decided
If you're saying that because it's a Musou game,
ours?
you know, it's not self-published, so
You shall
I don't get any hookups, if that's what you're referring to.
go to hell.
I had to pay for it like everybody else
This
and get any kind of special treatment.
now you die. Now you die.
It's very hard to get keys from
龍華を
Nintendo.
領将に捧げ、夢に酔い
Almost
しれましょう。
impossible. You're already at the point where you don't need the money. You don't need
Have
the
you decided
help affording
which
it.
one of you this is
You already like make more than $70 off a video. Yeah, Nintendo games are not easy to get keys for.
龍華を
Just like
領将に捧げ、夢に酔
Namco
いし
only
れま
gives
しょう。
out keys to really big channels.
Have
I'm
you
not.
go to hell.
龍華を領将に捧げ、
Probably the top
夢に酔い
channels
しれ
did,
ましょう。
but they're not the ones you'd really watch for that kind of game anyway.
Have you decided which one of you will die?
共
I'm
鳴
gonna
の
be playing it because it's new and it's Zelda, not because it's a Musou game, so
龍華
you
を
may
領
not
将
get
に捧
the
げ、
best
夢に
information,
酔いし
but
れましょう。
you know, to be the highest quality, we'll probably have it for longest, so
Have you
that
decided
obviously helps.
which one of you will die?
共鳴のスルネ、
You shall die.
None of the Musou channels really get hooked up with stuff like that.
Go to hell.
It's very rare.
剣
It's
の
almost
調べは連盟、
never
公
happens.
園は四面、眉の金箔、乱舞と解く。
What's that guy's name? The Night Owl? Like, his channel is really good. He makes more
罰よなき
informational
強
content
化
than
を踏み砕く。
a lot of other people do, but I really don't think he's getting many opportunities. He deserves them. Makes good videos,
秩序
but
再建、無知の幕を下ろせ。共鳴のスルネ、
some of these companies don't interact
決
with
意
the
の刃
community.
で
Double Dragon Revive is a perfect example. They didn't give keys to anybody.
Have you decided
I
which
guarantee you
one
that
of
would have helped that game
this is ours?
be better if they had done like any kind of interacting with us, but they didn't. So the game is, it's okay.
Go to hell. It's over.
think it's quite Kusage like people say it is, but
This is now you die. Now you shall die.
you know, they didn't interact with us, so
共鳴のするね
not as good as it should have been.
秩序再建無知の幕を下ろせ崩壊した決意の刃で
They did give out quite a few Ninja Gaiden keys. I was happy to see some of my friends get them. I didn't know where to reply. I just bought the damn thing.
ランドと解く高温に釣れ
Sometimes I just don't want to deal with that shit, man.
残
Buy
響
it
に乗せて全て
instead
滅び
of
な
worry
さい
about getting ghosted and then end up with no key.
Have you decided
Especially living on
which
a low
one of you
income.
die? This is ours.
Just buy the damn thing.
You shall die. Go to hell. It's over.
秩序再建無知の幕を下ろせ判決決意の刃で暗闇を切り裂く剣の調べは砲煙は戦慄にキス四面眉の金箔乱舞と解く高温に散れ
So like Ninja Gaiden was
罰を
didn't
なく
really matter if you got a key
強行を
anyway
踏み砕く
because random people got it for, not for free, but
全て滅
they
びな
got
さ
it
い
like a month early. I'm not sure how much it really mattered with that game, to be honest
共
with
鳴
you.
のするね
I know for a
決
fact
意の刃で
there were people that were under a strict 2-week embargo.
Have you
You
decided?
know, people that already like uploaded the ending while they were still under embargo. Making content for that game was kind of a disaster.
Go to hell.
Wouldn't really have done me any favors getting a key for that game, to be honest.
いかがでしたか
But make some good guides for it or show off mods. Stuff like that will do well, but I didn't really see a point in trying to speed run through that game. It seemed pointless. It pretty much was. I got spoiled on the last boss like a week before the game came out. someone put it in the thumbnail.
白き弱夜に燃えています
I don't know how the hell Sony Korea put the game up early.
幸運なお客様チップ回収です
It also put like the
指揮官様
community manager and stuff in a rough spot because like
欲望に溺れ
some of those people didn't know it was supposed to be out early. How much can you really punish them, right?
それともアウト
They bought it legally. You can't even pirate PS5 games, so or Xbox
指
games.
揮官様
That's not the problem.
欲望に溺れた彼ら
The problem is randomly putting it up like
未練な共に切りそうそう来てんだよ
2-3 weeks early.
全部消えせ粛清長き夜この先に行列します静寂に帰無垢なる茨よ全ての罪を清めたまえ容赦逃がしません容赦しません長き夜この先に行静寂に帰無垢なる茨よ全ての罪を清めたまえ逃が最高のゲームをお見せしましょうオールインそれともアウト幸運なお客様チップ回収ですほら指揮官様欲望に溺れた彼らをご覧あれどこ見てんだよ全部消えせ容赦しません粛清長き夜この刹那に凝結します静寂に帰無垢なる茨よ全ての罪を清めたまえ粛清容赦しません逃がす無駄な抵抗だ未練なく生けどこ見てんだよ全部消えせ 容赦しません。長き夜をこの時まで凝縮します。邪魔だ。無垢の茨よ、全ての罪を清めたまえ。粛清容赦しません。逃がしません。静寂に帰す。無垢なる茨よ、全ての罪を清めたまえ。最高のゲームをお見せしましょう。ほら、指揮官様欲望に溺れた彼らをご覧あれ。
First party Nintendo games, pretty much like the Nintendo channels will get them, but you know they don't really need them because anything they make will make money, will get views. Yeah, trying to get being a Nintendo content creator is kind of a rich get richer kind of thing, where
あらゆる責任はどれも枷を意味します。
you know they don't really need the keys, even if they don't get the game early. Anything they make.
自由に創作を始めましょう。
I don't know. Being a first party Nintendo creator is not something I would ever want to be anyway. They only put out a couple games I enjoy. It's not that many. Getting to Capcom levels of it's not like they don't make good games, it's just they don't interest me. I thought about being a Capcom creator and I'm like, well, they don't make anything I like playing anymore. They stopped with Mega Man and Final Fight and Visara, like all that stuff I really like. I'm not gonna go shill Resident Evil and Monster Hunter for them. Monster Hunter's alright. Resident Evil I just do not care about at all anymore. I cared about Resident Evil since 4. 5 was fun, but only because I had money to play because at the time. Friend slop. No interest. No interest in playing those again. Don't like really do anything for their other franchises anymore. Like, yeah, being a Capcom creator is pointless for me anyway. Last thing they put out I remotely cared about, would have cared about was Mega Man Battle Network Collection, but I didn't really like that series, so I'm not gonna show that either. Well, there's that unknown construct on the site that looks like a construct version of Link. Probably just turns into actual Link. I haven't really seen any kind of leaks for it or anything. I feel like those games got a lot less interesting when they started not making it like a rematch kind of thing. As somebody who's like not really big into Zelda, like last Zelda I played to completion was Minish Cap, like over 20 years ago. It was cool to have like the legacy characters and stuff, but I guess the problem with Zelda Hyrule Warriors now is you know, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom sold out like they oversold like the rest of the series combined, so I guess they wanted to be more tied into the story. I'm not gonna say that that's a bad thing. I mean, I'm obviously not a story-oriented gamer. I think more of the problem is it really limits the kinds of characters that they can have. It's one of those things where the story, like, actually affects the gameplay to a detriment. I've seen a lot of people say that, actually, that they wanted to go back to being a dream match kind of thing. You know, just have, like, everybody from every game, like, various characters, instead of have it be limited to, you know, whatever's related to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, I kind of felt like that playing Age of Calamity. I did feel like that quite a bit. Like, you know, if they had like more characters from the era that I played, I'd be more interested. But I don't really think they're going for a mainstream or legacy Zelda audience anymore. I think they're totally just doing, you know, they want everything to tie into the Switch games. They want everything to tie into the Switch games to a fault. But like I said, that really limits the kinds of characters that can be in it. It also doesn't have a DLC, like Season Pass, so it might end up being the same problem as Three Hopes, which is like a solid game in its own right, but it just didn't really have a lot of content. We'll see. I'm not really expecting too much from it, but definitely are a lot of people you can talk to and say that they want to go back to the way that the first one was, which was more like a celebration of the franchise and, you know, continuity and stuff be damned. just put everybody you can in there from every game, so regardless of when you started or stopped playing, there's like, you know, some characters you'll like. Tying it to just 2 games is kind of a mistake, if you ask me. I definitely felt like that with Age of Calamity. Of course, the difference with Age of Calamity was the fact that the movesets weren't shit. That was the problem with Hyrule Warriors. It was quantity over quality. Those movesets were trash. They forced you to play as them. It was not fun. Very grindy game, but I didn't feel like a lot of the grinding was actually fun. Well, on the site there's this construct that looks like Link, and he has, like, extendable limbs. I'm guessing that's supposed to be Link. Have the balls to go completely without Link. We'll put a Link function in the game. Well, that was a problem. That was a complaint people had with Three Hopes as well, was they just tied it to Three Houses, which they totally just did because that game's, you know, outsold like all the other games, or most of them. I know that 3DS games are pretty popular, but I think like Three Hopes even outsold them, and that was totally the reason why. But like the purpose of a Musou game, it's less interesting to have like a franchise Musou, like only with certain characters instead of just having, you know, assorted ones from various eras of the series. One Piece games are a lot better about that, for instance. They've got a nice variety of characters from different parts and factions and stuff, and you know, ones that did stuff in the anime and the manga recently. But like, the last couple franchise Musou games have like not done that at all. It's only been like a specific focus. It's like not everybody likes
My turn now.
Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. People have their favorites. And, you know, you don't get any representation anymore.
気まだまだここからよ笑えるはあ年功開発あなたの最高の痛みよパワーのあの技あの技よえ故障
Go back to hell! Finish!
ななみ出撃どきなさななみ出撃へえキュインシュッとやっちゃえパワードやったーヤッホーななみアルティメットスペクタクルヤー
Three houses. I mean, the roster was a lot less interesting because they're only pulling from one game instead of like 12. Then, like, also that game had a lot of clones too, so that didn't help things. It went back to spamming a big roster, but like not having enough movesets for all of them.
My turn now!
Kind of sucked, honestly. Still a fun game. I didn't hate it, but I just didn't have anything but story mode. Burned through that really quick.
隠れるやってけわらか年功開発あなたの最高の痛みよどきなさいななみ出撃
Go back to hell! Finish!
はあ 運命を変えるためみんなを守るためにななみ登場なんと失礼な栄と上級は必然の法則にあるのですヤッホーななみアルティメットスペクタクルヤー隠れる気まだまだここからよ
Well, I guess the movesets in Three Hopes were better than
Go back to hell!
they were better than the first Pyro Warriors, but still kind of the same problem of just spamming characters without like movesets for them, content to use them on. Sucked. This one's going back to no clones, which is pretty good. But it doesn't seem to have any DLC, or at least not as announced yet. I looked at the page. No DLC, so I don't know. That's giving me Three Hopes vibes. That was the problem with that game. It really needed DLC. It didn't get any. Boss keeps moving. Stop moving. How many times are you gonna turn invincible?
Go back to hell! Finish! Now,
Stop turning invincible.
今回はどなたが主人公なのでしょう
Yeah, it got DLC.
豪華
Took a long time to come out, but yeah, it got DLC. The DLC helped quite a bit. The characters are pretty good. The new weapons for Link and Zelda, pretty good. But this one doesn't seem to have DLC, so it might end up being another Three Hopes. A good game in its own right, but it just doesn't
My turn.
It just didn't have any longevity or meat to it. We'll see. I haven't really been looking at leaks or anything.
隠れる気？あ、まだまだここからよ。笑える。はーい。あなたの最高の痛みよ。何？出撃。どきなさい。何？
As much as people complain about DLC, there are some types of games that are much better with them, to the point
Now the fun.
if they don't have them, they feel worse. Rise of the Ronin's a good example. Rise of the Ronin was never going to live up to Neo, but the fact that it didn't get any DLC really made it so that was not even possible. They really needed to do like a season pass for that game. It didn't get one, so even if you liked it, it just had objectively less content. Three Hopes was the same way. Three Hopes got no DLC. It was just pure story mode, which even people who aren't like me and care about story still didn't like that. Mostly just because the game kind of got old quick. It was very easy to break, for one. So you could argue, if it's that easy to break, and the only thing there is to do is story, you know, is it really even worth playing the game? You could just beat like one story mode and then just watch the cutscenes online. That was pretty much the problem with it. Musou games that are like just only story are always going to have that problem. You know, you plow through the story mode and it's pretty fun, but then like you get too strong and there's like no challenge anymore or like any kind of endgame content, so it just gets old quick. Real crapshoot if a Musou game has any meaningful endgame content or if it's kind of a one and done thing. Now, from what I understand about Halo, it's the Halo remake. It's making it an Unreal Engine 5, which people have every right to be pissed off about that. And then also it being on PlayStation, but I don't know why people are surprised about that. Xbox has been running their business into the ground for a long time now. Putting Halo on other platforms is not really that surprising. Business people at that company really thought that raising the price and thinking that Ninja Gaiden 4 of all things is going to soften the blow is honestly... Ninja Gaiden 4 is a great game, but you gotta be honest, man. Like, that is not the kind of game that's gonna get people to stay sub. You know, like, a brand new Halo or Call of Duty or something. Sure. Something with more mainstream appeal, but that's really all they've got. is Ninja Gaiden 4. Which, in my opinion, is one of the best games of the year, but just because of the kind of game it is, like, you know, people just aren't gonna like it by default. So I don't think the sprint button is really what they're complaining about. I think it's more it being another Unreal Engine 5 slop game. Like, maybe they remake some things a bit better, but it's gonna run so badly that, you know, it's kinda gonna override it. You know, the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake has some good things about it, right? You know, they brought, like, Metal Gear Online back and stuff, but then, like, it runs so badly, despite, like, the scope of the game being identical. You know, small little instances that you fight in. It's not like a big open world. They didn't change the design of the game like at all. The level design is identical, but it runs like garbage, and it's way more demanding than it needs to be, just because it's on Unreal. I think people have a right to complain about that. It's been a big problem lately. Make a remake that runs worse than the original game from 20 years ago is definitely a thing that's happening right now. Like if they remake like Symphonia or something, I know Bamco would totally cheap out and use Unreal Engine, and it would probably go worse than the GameCube one. I'm sure there would be things that would be better about it, you know, namely you could skip cutscenes, which is something that you can't do in any version of Symphonia, but you probably need a content creator PC for it to even be playable. You know, you can play the original with all its flaws on the phone right now. I think that's a valid complaint. The people surprised that it's going to PlayStation shouldn't be surprised. I think it's been really progressing towards that for ages now. Like, nobody really wants an Xbox anymore. Xbox has been the meme platform that nobody uses, so I don't know why people are surprised. Xbox has lost. They've run all their franchises into the ground, and then they double the price of Game Pass to the point where when they announced it, the site to cancel it didn't even work. It was getting horrible. I don't know, man. They seem to just want to run their business into the ground. Been getting beat out by Nintendo with a console that's not even the power of an Xbox One, a base Xbox One. You know why? It's because they have actual games to play that people actually want, and they haven't run all the franchises into the ground. There's definitely been some stuff like Mario and Luigi and Paper Mario that have kind of been a little bit run through the ground, but the difference is they have way more to fall back on than Microsoft does. The last Mario and Luigi was divisive, and then also it was 30 FPS. That's pretty bunk for, you know, an actual timing-based, turn-based system. And then the Paper Mario remake seemed decent, but again, it was 30 FPS. And then, I guess they changed some of the writing and stuff. You know, that's not gonna completely make them go out of business, like what's going on with Microsoft. So they've killed Forza, Gears, and Halo. They're all, like, barely hanging on. It's exactly what happened with Sega. You know, the Dreamcast, they made a lot of bad decisions. They also launched, like, a couple months before the PS2. The launch lineup on the PS2 was actually a lot worse than the Dreamcast. A lot of people don't remember that. By the time that the PS2 came out, Dreamcast had way more games worth playing. Wasn't really worth buying until like about a year in. But couldn't play DVDs on it. And the first party support kind of dried up. Of course, the only thing you can do at that point is put your stuff on Nintendo. What else can you do? There's not any more magical consoles that are going to compete. Dreamcast was also had a very limited library. If you liked arcade games and fighting games, there was a lot of amazing games, but if that wasn't your thing, you know, you just wanted Sonic, wasn't anything else.
チップ回収です
It was devoid of other games to play. But yeah, I didn't have a PS2 until a couple years in. I didn't really feel like I was missing anything. I didn't really care about Metal Gear 2. Even that was like a full year later.
欲望に溺れた彼らをご覧あれ昼も夜もずっとあなた
I
と
think
共に
Halo
進みま
fans,
す
the ones that are upset it's being made in Unreal Engine 5, that's a valid complaint. That's definitely a valid complaint. They'll make it run worse than the first one on the stock Xbox somehow. And be surprised that it's getting torn apart on social media, even though I don't need to be a business major to tell them that's a bad idea. Unreal Engine 5 has basically killed AAA gaming. As soon as you see something made in that, you gotta really consider if you want to buy it. Even if you have a good computer. It's a real crapshoot if it'll be playable.
Oh, 来たね。それで今日はどこに行くんだい？
No, it's been like that for a while. People that make this game don't have any faith in the game's actual quality. They just want horny weebs to play this game. Which is a shame because it does the game a disservice. It's a really solid game. It's nice and relaxing to play, and the monetization is fair. It's a lot better than the popular games, but they don't seem to want to attract like normal people. They just want gooners to play this, which is sad because I'm not into that stuff, right? I'm not into the whole waifu thing, but this game is awesome. It's a good game. Especially after, like, the first year, when they made the movesets better, because the movesets at the beginning of this game sucked. They were too simple. You did, like, one rotation, and then mashed the attack button for, like, 10 seconds before you could do it again. It was very boring, but they've improved that. The last, like, year and a half of characters has been, like, really good. You pretty much, like, don't have to stop attacking very much. If you play them properly, you can pretty much keep attacking. But at launch, this game was not like that at all. He did one rotation, like Tsukuyomi was a good example. He did that one big rotation, and then you mash the attack button for like 8 seconds. It just wasn't it wasn't an interesting gameplay loop. But they've gotten a lot better at designing the movesets so that it's not as much of an issue anymore. But they don't seem to want to attract normal people to this game. They just want gooners who are the sons of a CEO or something that can drop like 8 grand on the game every patch. That seems to be all they want. It's definitely a game where you can look past the blatant fan service and gooner stuff. It's worth playing. It's a good game. One of the better underdog gotchas in terms of gameplay and not being predatory. It's actually a really awesome game. I can't blame anybody for seeing these character designs and looking the other way. They had really cool male characters, but they stopped making them, so there hasn't been a male character in this game for like over a year. None of the upcoming characters, there's no male characters coming. If you're a guy who just likes playing as cool-looking male characters, or you're a woman who likes attractive male characters, this game doesn't accommodate either field right now. It's in this weird spot. It's just got this one demographic, people who just want, generic-looking anime waifus. They're not particularly interested in the gameplay or anything. They just want that. There's literally no other demographic for this game, except for weirdos like me who, play for the gameplay. They've burnt bridges with every other kind of demographic. If you like male characters for any reason, this game is worse than even PGR. PGR is like 2 a year. Wuthering Waves has done, I think, like 2 this year, actually. So they're about on par with how it works in PGR. We'll do like, 2 patches with male characters. We just got Chu Yuan on Wuthering Waves, who's an awesome character. I hope that the people that constantly complain about having no male characters actually spent money on him, otherwise they're just going to do more waifus. I've heard reports that his sales have not been great, but I really don't know if there's any concrete evidence of that. I think the problem partially is their reluctance to make them, like, overpowered. Chu Yuan is pretty good, but you need, like, multiple dupes for him to be a DPS character. So, and the fact that he's a guy, obviously, doesn't do him any favors. I'm not gonna lie. They seem reluctant to make him overpowered just because he's a guy to sell more copies, but I recommend giving this game a shot if you're tired of the AAA gachas. This one is significantly more affordable to play, for one. This game is very affordable. $30 goes really far in this game. $30 in pretty much all the popular gachas is like nothing. It's like they shake your hand and tell you thanks for your business. You don't get anything for it. It's like when you donate to a Kickstarter and they have that that first goal of like, you just want to support the project. That's how most gachas are these days. $30 is like nothing. This game, $30 is a pretty significant amount for a number of reasons. High pull rates, and then like 1 copy is enough to clear all content. Also, weapon banners in this are permanent, so there's no FOMO with weapons in this game. You can get the character, and if you don't have the real life or in-game funds to get the weapon, you can just get it later. So, FOMO in this game is very minimal as well. You can be off it for a month and like not break your account. Which, again, with most of the modern gachas, the popular ones, is not something you can do. You're off it for a month and you don't have somebody like maintaining your account. You know, the catch up is going to be really hard because of the limited banners. Limited banners and then pull income being low. To specifically answer your question, I think this game had a really hard time recovering from the launch window. I played this at launch. I played the CN version because I had a Bilibili account. I played it, and I liked it. I liked the art style. The music is really good. It's actually music from the same people who do the PGR soundtrack, so that was one of the things that got me to try it, but it just was not in a good state. The movesets were just very boring, and it kind of felt like there wasn't really anything warranting letting you only play as one character if the movesets were that simple. Like, if the movesets were that simple, and you could, you know, they had like a switch rotation, like most of the gachas, it would have been fine, but you could only play as one, and it really devolved into, you know, you do the rotation and then mash the attack button, and occasionally dodge, and that was it. They also had no PC client at launch. The PC client came like over a year later. It was a significant amount of time later, so these days, gacha games historically don't do well if they don't have a PC client. Pretty much any game that tells you to go download an emulator to play on PC does not do well these days. The standards are pretty much changed, especially with Steam Deck. It's pretty telling that Wuthering Waves has like Ace anti-cheat, and they actually made it so you can play it on Steam Deck. They made an exception for Linux because they realized that it was, you know, money on the table. Obviously, anybody that wants to play that game on Steam Deck is probably donated a bunch to them. So, no PC client definitely hurt this game a lot. I actually think it's a blessing in disguise that it didn't have a PC client, because when the PC client launched for this, the moveset quality like improved a lot. So if they had put this out at launch and they had invested in a PC client, I don't really think it would have made much of a difference. Black Beacon is a perfect example. Goddess Order as well. Like, I was interested in playing both of those, but their idea of a PC port is telling you to go download the Google Play Games emulator, which is garbage, and nowhere near as good as a PC port. Straight trash. It's laggy, the controller support doesn't work, the emulator doesn't support a lot of the games you'd actually want to play, but it supports all the ones that have like native PC clients. It's like, well, you know, you don't really need that. You need it for stuff that doesn't have a client. The emulator is garbage. That is definitely a big part of why Black Beacon failed. There are a lot of other things wrong with Black Beacon, but I feel like not having a real PC client is like the biggest problem. I tried to get that thing to work, and I'm like, this is shit, man. Like, well, how do you not have a real PC client? And there were other problems with that game, like supposedly sidelining the global version for CN, so that made people not want to play. And then no PC client scared off a lot of content creators and casual gamers as well. Now apparently the game is in hiatus. Like, it hasn't gotten an update for like months now. Maybe more people would be willing to like not have it update that often if they actually like had a real PC port. I could say the same for PGR as well. When they did the PC client for PGR, it was pretty solid. And then also, the movesets improved, just like this game did. So, it was a good time to get like more of the general gamer audience into the game. Also, power creep and balancing in this game is really good. Significantly better than a lot of the other gachas. Like, most characters are viable if you build them properly and you give them a good team, and you invest in the team. I mean, you can pretty much play as anybody, and that's really nice. It still has the same problem of like having no 4 stars or A ranks, but pull rates in this game are so high, and pity also doesn't reset if you get an off-rate character. And off-rate characters are actually meta characters, they're not shit ones like Lahoyo and Wuthering Waves. Where, you know, the off-rate characters are trash. They can't even compete with, you know, like one copy of a limited character. I'll go ahead and I'll show how the pull system works in this game after this run, for anyone who's curious. Looking to go off the beaten path with gachas. This game is pretty good. Yeah, basically if you lose 50-50 in this game, it's like not even a problem. Because you basically just got a meta character, and your pity doesn't go away. So it's like the best of both worlds instead of, you know, getting screwed over because you didn't pay more. They changed that a couple patches back, and it was definitely a welcome change. I think all the games should be like that, honestly. You lose the 50-50, you're still getting like an actual good character, not a shit character. Yeah, basically the only thing about this game that appeals to me is the gameplay and the music. I don't know, the waifu characters in this actually look decent. There are some really shitty looking ones, but most of them look pretty cool. The last batch has been pretty awesome, actually, especially their fighting styles, but yeah, if you like male characters for any reason, I don't know if I could recommend this game, unless you're a gameplay junkie like I am. They seem to have given up on doing male characters whatsoever. Everybody keeps asking. I think they just did the big stream for the year recently. No dudes in sight. Not one. At least they're giving the last couple male characters, they're giving them access key synergies. So I'm pretty excited for that. Tier gets his tomorrow, actually. So I'm gonna make a build around him, because I really like him. This game's got some sick male character design, so it really sucks that they've sidelined them so hard. But I guess they've got data that says that you know, people don't spend money on them. They don't donate to the game when there's a male character, which is something that plagues every gacha. People complain about it so much, they don't spend on them. It's like, well, you know, that's why they only make waifus. It's just business, right? Like, people complain about it so much, and then they put one out and nobody wants to donate to the game. I'm like, well, obviously, as a business, you just wouldn't make characters like that anymore. I'm the kind of guy that will, I'll spend like $50 or more if there's a cool-looking male character. But like the waifu bikinis and stuff, I have zero interest in. I spent $100 on the DMC collab on PGR. Like, I went all out for that. That may not be a lot of money for most people, but for me it is. You know, I like male characters, and it was DMC, so it was a no-brainer. But there definitely were a lot of people who didn't pull for them for the fact that they were male characters, and then they're only partial meta. They weren't, like, full meta, only partial. Apparently people have made a mass exodus from Black Beacon. Still no PC client, and then they basically said that the game is on hiatus, which will basically kill any gacha game. There definitely are gachas that are still, like, moderately successful without the, you know, like, 40-day patch cycle, but if you just straight up say the game's getting nothing for an undetermined amount of time, I mean, you might as well just shut it down at that point. Like, no one's gonna stick around. The game looked pretty cool, but as soon as they said, well, go download some shitty Google emulator instead of making a real port, I lost all interest, and seems like that was a blessing in disguise. Alright, well, I'm done on this until the next patch. Let's play some real games now. I'm actually curious, what is going on with Black Beacon? Have they, like, actually started updating it again, or is it still in limbo? From what I've seen here, Black Beacon made, like, almost no money last month. Now, granted, it's Sensor Tower, and Sensor Tower is, taken as gospel when it often doesn't even, account for PC revenue, but that's the thing. That game doesn't even have a PC port, and it hasn't got an update in months. Like, yeah, I think that game actually is dead. Complete brain dead decisions. I wanted to play that Goddess Order game, but they did the same thing of, go download this crappy emulator. We're not going to make an actual port. Like, yeah, that's where I tap out and do shit like that. I'm not even going to give your game a chance. Black Beacon is the game from ex-PGR developers, and that was one of the ways they wanted to sell the game, but it's pretty apparent why they're ex-developers. It's pretty apparent. They probably all got fired from Kuro or something. I don't know. It was a game that people were very excited for, but then they just made a big string of really bad decisions, and now the game is making no money, and has not had any new content for, like, I think 2 months now. It's really a miracle that it's still up. Like, I legit don't understand how it's still up. DMC Pinnacle of Combat actually does better than Black Beacon, and does not have a PC port. Like, Zenless Zone Zero and Star Rail, I think, like, such a big chunk of their revenue is PC and PS5. It's, like, a significant amount, like, maybe even, you know, more than half. I know with Snowbreak, that Gunner third-person shooter, they said, like, half their revenue is PC. Like, they invested in a PC client right away, at launch. Gacha games just don't make any sense, if you ask me. The fact that they're made for mobile, but you can barely run them. Being able to run Wuthering Waves and Genshin and, like, Zenless, which are, like, some of the most popular gacha games out there on a phone, is, like, not easy. Not easy at all. PGR, on the other hand, like, it's actually warranted for that to be mobile-focused. That's pretty much why, you know, if you don't have a PC port, the game's not going to be taken seriously. I feel like console is, like, the next thing. boss is a lot worse than the other one. You can tell the dev really rushed this boss. He has like no tell on anything he does, and he doesn't stagger. It's kind of unfun. The other bosses, much better designed. Apparently they didn't have controller support either. That's pretty much a requirement at this point too. Says a lot that people play. They do like Wuthering Waves challenges. They do like dungeon solos on mobile with the touchscreen. I think should tell you a lot about the current state of gacha games and how they make them for mobile, but they're garbage to play on mobile. They're like really bad. Like, yeah, if you want to play those games even remotely seriously, you pretty much have to have, you know, there needs to be like a PC client. Otherwise, it's just not going to do well. And if you can't do a PC client, like, bare minimum, it should have controller support. I know that with Wuthering Waves, they said like one of the big cutscenes in the last major story update, they had to make it pre-rendered because the phone couldn't do it. That's pretty interesting, actually. I guess there are people who play on phone, and I guess they still contribute a decent amount of the revenue, but I mean, pretty much everybody who's like making videos for it and has like some following, like my size or smaller. I mean, they're all playing on PC or console. Literally every guide that has any kind of viewership is not on mobile. Like, none of them are. Like, everybody who makes content for those games, at least semi-seriously, you know, at least at, like, my level, where, you know, the income is not, you know, livable, but, you know, you can at least afford, you know, a couple pulls or something, or, like, monthly card battle pass kind of thing, or, like, a couple packages. Like, none of them are playing on mobile. I think it's really weird that they try to put out a game like that in 2025 and then have no PC port, no controller support. Like, those are pretty much the minimum right now. Black Beacon at least would be, like, somewhat playable on a mid-range phone, because it's, you know, instance-based and it's not, like, really AAA graphics, but, you know, they still didn't even have controller support, so they just really wanted that game to die. They didn't even try. It's kind of just like running a channel. You know, if you want people to donate, you gotta put at least some effort in and update regularly, you know. That's exactly what happens if you're a content creator. You don't update for months. Actually, it's not even months. On Twitch, like, your subscriber count plummets if you, like, go on vacation for, like, 2 weeks. Like, if you're a content creator and you go on vacation, you really gotta make sure that you've got, like, a couple months of income from your channel to live off of, because it takes a while to build it back. People will let their subs lapse, like, even if you're gone for not even a month. So imagine what it's like being a gacha game that, like, stopped updating back in, like, September. And we're into November now, and the game hasn't gotten any updates. Like, how bad could the revenue be at that point? It's different from this in some ways, because, you know, on YouTube especially, your videos can still generate, like, passive income, so even if you're, like, not physically making videos, or, you know, you're not streaming, your channel doesn't completely die. Your channel doesn't completely die, but on a gacha game it definitely does. Standard now is pretty much like a 35 to 40 day patch cycle. If you miss one of those patches, people will start leaving.
戦いは好きじゃないけど
Genshin's been getting a lot of heat for feeling outdated. Combat and the character design. I heard there's, like, some new mode or something that is, like, very predatory with the monetization. I'm like, well, the game is already predatory, but people seem to be struggling to keep playing it. It's what happens with any kind of gacha game that's in, like, a very clear decline, is people struggle with the sunken cost fallacy, the money that you spent or the time. You know, it's not just the money for those people. It's pretty much the time as well. You know, even if you're like a minnow, you only get the battle pass and the monthly card. Like, it still adds up, and the time you invested as well. You know, you could be playing actual games like this that don't have a fear of shutting down. Seems like the Genshin community is kind of struggling with that right now, because Wuthering Waves combat is, like, way better. And it's pretty much the same monetization, unfortunately. When people are kind of thinking about quitting Genshin. That's what's happening with PGR right now. The 6th anniversary stream was a few days ago, and basically they're making limited characters now. The new Liv is limited only. She's not going to be in the blue ticket banner, and the weapon is also going to be limited. And that's setting a really bad precedent. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm definitely kind of going through what the Genshin crowd is doing. Where it's like, do I want to keep playing this? You know, if they're gonna keep trying to push like how much they you know, they can get away with. How much they can get away with before people notice. That's a bad sign. I don't really think PGR even needs to make more money. Everybody likes to parrot Sensor Tower about how it only made $1 million last month. I'm like, dude, I know that it makes quite a bit more than that on PC. Sensor Tower does not include PC client donations, so I don't know. That's pretty much like Honkai Impact. You know, Honkai Impact is devolved into spamming supers and you like barely play the game, but you know, they still update it because their other games are making so much money, and they know that if they shut it down, it's gonna prevent people from wanting to play the rest of their stuff. I mean, that's what happened with me with KOF All-Star. They really ran that game into the ground. Like, it would take a lot for me to play another game from them. So I don't know why they think that why PGR suddenly needs to make more money. It's really strange. Wuthering Waves has actually become a significant competitor. Significant competitor to Genshin. Basically, with PGR, it's gonna depend on how much CN gets pissed off about it, because that's how those games work. If CN gets pissed off, then they'll do something about it, because Global doesn't make anywhere near as much money. But yeah, I'm not really happy with what they're doing. I think that sets a bad precedent of just trying to see what they can get away with without like making people just leave. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why they're not using the Honkai Impact approach, where, like, it doesn't make anywhere near as much money as it used to. It's nowhere near as popular as it used to be, but they know that shutting it down isn't gonna do any favors either. Like, they know that much. Like, is it worth shutting it down if it costs, like, so much less to run than, like, you know, Genshin and Wuthering and all their other games? I know that the, how much they spend on, like, each patch on those games is, like, millions. Like, Honkai Impact costs... There's no way it costs that much. Like, it's a fraction. But yeah, if they're gonna try to, convert people by changing the monetization, I don't think it's going to work very well. There's already a number of PGR players that don't play Wuthering. Open world is a turn-off to them. Also, the monetization. It's a lot harder to be endgame relevant in Wuthering Waves for the same amount of money you would spend on PGR. Even if you're not a minnow, if you're a dolphin, the amount of money it costs to be a dolphin in that game is way more. Like, it's significantly more, so that prevents a lot of people from playing Wuthering as well if they're invested in PGR. Like, the money that I spend in PGR every patch is, like, jack shit in Wuthering. It's nothing. Like, I can't be competitive in that game at my current income bracket. Which is fine. I don't really need to be, but it's kind of the point I'm trying to get is... if they want people to play that instead, I don't really think that making the monetization like that game is going to really do them any favors. I think it's going to do the opposite. The vast majority of people who play PGR are minnows or dolphins. They're minnows or dolphins. Like, I'm a dolphin. You know, spending $100 on the DMC patch was like a lot of money for me. Like, most people don't even spend that much.
これで終わり。さすがね。また来てちょうだい。
I really hate that about this game. It's the most obnoxious thing. if like an enemy is struggling on the ground, like the doors won't open. You can't like run from fights, which isn't inherently a bad thing. Because there definitely are some action games where you like really don't have to fight anything, but it's weird like when one's stuck like that and you think the game is soft locked. It actually isn't soft locked. It's just, you know, you need to go back and kill that one character that's back there. The game won't progress until you do it. It's kind of dumb, actually. It happens way too often in this game, and it doesn't have like any kind of indicator. Now it progresses. There's that one demon was back there just chilling. It's so awkward. Why is it like that? That's funny. Common occurrence in this game. Let me get up my guide, because this is the completionist playthrough. There's not much here, just a purgatory. A little bit too epic of a Azuna drop there, Yakumo. He took out the enemy, but at what cost? That's like a, that's like Donkey Kong in Smash. You pick them up and then throw them off with you. That's basically what he just did. Yeah, what is it about this Genshin thing? It's like some new mode that's like really predatory or something. I haven't really been following it. I'm not a Genshin player.
何が必要？うまく役立ててね。お疲れ様。
camera. Can't see anything. Blend in. Can't see them. Come on, load. So fucking long to load in this game. They need to fix these load times. Can't take like 20 seconds to load the same room. Like, why the hell does it take so long? Most aggravating thing about this game. I'm fine with a challenge, but let me get back quick. None of this, it takes a fiscal year to load, like, the same room. Why?
お疲れさ。任務達成。やるわね。それじゃあ何が必要？お疲れ様。
These fucking poison guys are so obnoxious. Hate them. They have no power attack opportunity. They're not interesting to fight. They don't juggle. They just put them there to make you pissed off. They're not even interesting. It's like they're so scared to just put, like, human guys in these games. Lately. They're the best enemies. Just give me those guys. No shit gimmick enemies. You always put them in places where, like, you can't really avoid the damage, or they obstruct the camera. Fuck these things, seriously. Garbage enemy. Weird terrain makes it more frustrating. It's like those enemies don't really make you play like differently or anything. They're just obnoxious. This game's got mostly good enemies, but the ones that suck really aren't fun. You could think of good humanoid enemies. Try harder next time. This is just back where I was. Where's the Gordy? I wish these things were not in the game. I didn't even know if you get anything for collecting them. It's like just filling a checklist. Like, just make interesting combat challenges, not looking for useless trinkets. I never did that in any of the other Platinum games. I guess it's over here. Here. I would not have found that. Just die! You fight in the most obnoxious areas. Just make flat spaces. It's like when they make these spaces that aren't flat and open, most of the time you're fighting with the camera. You can't see where they are. Bad shit at making camera like Metal Gear Rising, then like, don't make small areas. How hard is that to understand? Don't want to fight in small areas where the camera is more of a threat than the enemies. None of them are dead. No, I don't want to fight gimmick areas. They're gonna force me to. Just can't make a flat space. It's a lot better in the second half of the game. Less of this. Fighting in very unwieldy areas. They stopped doing it. This part of the game is not fun.
お疲れ様。どうも。
Kind of fights I always run from in action games.
それじゃあ。
My shit is low. It's just waiting. There's no point to it. Just to make the journalists happy. Why do we need this?
すごい数。そりゃまあ本編前だからね。
Come on, do it, you doofus. Ah, come on, man. Fuck. It's just all the shit enemies. None of the fun ones, like the military guys, are like actually fun to fight. These teapots are garbage. I hate them. Just spam those guys non-stop. And the lanterns. Instead of, like, the actual fun enemies. Hate these fuckers. Move them. Stop making enemies that just, like, don't interact with the mechanics. It's so whack. It's like they have to have some kind of shit enemy quota. Most fun is the beginning and the end when you fight the DDO guys. They're like really fun to fight. These guys just aren't very interesting. quick. Especially this bitch right here. Alright, that went much smoother. Luckily, the military guys are coming back soon. They're sorely missed. Oh, nice. Why did he do that? I would love if they made a patch to just, like, skip all these. Really start to wear on you when you're just, like, playing. You've already seen all the content. It's just go, dude. It's just, like, it's probably contributes, like, 30 minutes to the runtime. It's just this stuff. Will you go, please? Why is he not going? Ugh. I just want to go from room to room and fight. I don't want to do anything else, man. Thank you, you did it right that time. Shut up. Oh, that level sucks. Let me fight good enemies this time, please. Not the losers. The lanterns and the big teapots. No thanks. Okay, let's see if we get good enemies or bad enemies. Right off the bat. All you can do is laugh. This is pretty common for Ninja Gaiden, though. Like, the main enemy faction is, like, always the best to fight. Everything else is either okay or just obnoxious. This game is no different. These guys are fine. Lanterns are just like meme enemies. I mean, it is a clone moveset. It's identical. You even have to unlock the same moves again. It's the definition of a clone moveset. I'd honestly say anybody that can't afford this right now, got other games or non-gaming stuff to pay for, like, just wait for the DLC to be out. It's a good game. It's got its faults. It's a great game still, but I think it will be better with DLC. It's gonna be like Neo and Stranger in Paradise, you know, decent games at launch, but they become really good after the DLC. Especially playing as Ryu. It's not like they didn't make him powerful, it's just he just feels limited. He also trivializes all the challenges, because most of the challenges, the condition is only having one weapon, so you just play as him. Since they actually designed his moveset better than DMC4 Dante, you just shred everything. It's like, well, why have the condition at all, taking away the weapons? There's like no point. The game doesn't even try to sell you the solution like a gotcha. It's like he's just right there. He's busted, which is a good thing. He's a master ninja. He shouldn't be low tier, but you know, why cripple playing as Yakumo? Just don't really give you a reason to play as him in any of the challenges, really. Can't even say for the challenge because a lot of it is artificial. You have to. There's that one where you have to kill them in 35 seconds, and you kind of have to play it like PGR. You have to follow a rotation, and if you mess it up, you reset. I mean, it's actually exactly like PGR. It's like PGR Warzone. Like, that's not fun. It's not challenging. It's just frustrating. I think the trials are the worst part of this game by far. Some of them are fun, but a big chunk of them is just... They run out of ways to make it difficult, so they just make it artificial, stuff like that. And then playing as Yakumo, like, never once feels like the wise choice. You really want to mauled on the same challenge for hours on end, and you play as him. That's kind of why it's interesting that Ryu is so limited, but then, like, he's basically the default option for the challenges. It's like the default option. There's no reason to ever play as him, basically. Any of the ones that limit the weapons, like, you just should not play as him, ever. Which is bad design, of course. I think they just give him the moveset because they know people won't like playing as Ryu because he has so little to work with. I think that's the only reason. It's actually better balanced than most games like, you know, Musou games, for instance. Ryu does more damage than Yakumo. Pretty much every button he presses. So it's actually balanced better than most games that have clone movesets. I'm actually surprised. Somebody put up a video. He does significantly more damage. Yeah, so it basically means that Yakumo has 9 weapons and Ryu has 1. There's a lot less cool stuff he can do. But Ryu is still awesome to play. Definitely better than DMC4 Dante, who was weirdly designed. He actually did a really good job with Ryu. Just they didn't have time to finish the game. Borderlands situation. That's what everybody's saying about Borderlands. Borderlands 4. Not finished. Borderlands 4 is kind of like this game, right? It's a good game in its own right, but, you know, it's missing, like, half its content. What happens if you beat this? Does it actually, like, continue? I'm curious. I'm just gonna use items. I want to see what happens. That's so lame, man. I hate when games do that. He's getting his ass kicked. That's so dumb. Lamest video game trope. Scripted fight that, like, you actually get to play, but then, like, you can't actually win is so dumb. That's pretty much, Hubert from Tales of Graces. But, like, you can do damage to him, but you get to a certain point, and he just puts you in a cutscene super. The Mystic Art, and you just die. That's so whack. I hate when games do that. It's like, just make it a cutscene at that point, man. Why make people, like, waste items and, like, try to actually learn the fight if you're just gonna make it unwinnable? It's like the lamest video game trope. I wish it would have died, like, 15 years ago. That's actually exactly like, Tales of Graces. Fake boss fight. It's like they don't want to make a cutscene, so they put that there instead, but it's just not satisfying. You should at least be able to win and get, like, some kind of reward if you do it, you know, like more experience or something. What's the last game to do that? Graces Remastered, if that counts, but Shin Kamen Rider Rumble as well does that bullshit. You can beat the first boss with skill, but you get him to half health and he just kills you in a cutscene. Just stop doing that. So dumb. I think what's weird is that, like, the fight actually does have 2 cutscenes, so it's not like it's for budgetary reasons. It's just to give you the... It basically catfishes you. Like, you can't win it. There's no reason to do anything but stand there. And I'm like, well then why have the gameplay portion at all? At least this game isn't like a JRPG. You're pretty much always topped up on money, so that does help. But it's still dumb.
お疲れ様。また来てちょうだい。
Yeah, I think the optimal way to do scripted fights like that is you don't have to change the story. That's asking too much. But you should be able to win, and there should be significant reward for it. Like, you know, in a Tales game or something, like several levels, or like something you can sell. That would be more than enough, but most of the time it's just that. Catfishes you into thinking a fight actually matters, and like, it doesn't. You play well, you don't get anything for it. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go to bed. I have some stuff to do in the morning. If I do stream in the morning, it'll probably be Aethergazer, because the weekly reset is in a couple hours. And then probably switch to prep time. So if you guys want to watch that, that'll be the next time I'll be online. The rest of the day... Well, actually, I gotta go get my birth certificate to get an ID to go see my family. And then I'm going to go eat with a friend. So, late morning, early noon is pretty stacked. I have energy after I come back, we'll do some more of the games I did tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you guys in a couple hours.